Hi, third graders. Welcome back to another week of remote learning. This week I'm only going to be doing one math video because we have reached the end of this module and you are going to be doing some review. So I'm going to be assigning some review lessons on Edge Your Friend in Learning. So when you first log into that, you're going to see the lessons on the left-hand side, and I will need you to do those lessons, as well as going into Waggle, which is on the right-hand side. But I just wanted to let you know that we're at the point where we've reached the end of another module, and so I will be giving you some review so that way I can see how well you're doing and how things are going, so that way we can assess and see if we're ready to move on to the next unit and then the next module. Okay? All right, so in front of you, I want you to have your lesson 5, which starts on page 51. I'm going to flip the camera down so that way we can be ready to begin. So lesson 5, find the area of combined rectangles. And again, we're on page 51. So after you're done this lesson, you're going to be able to break apart a figure made of combined rectangles to find the area. You're also going to be able to multiply and add to find the area. So Mrs. Lyon draws a design to represent a hallway in her school. Show 2 ways to find the area of the hallway. Each unit square is 1 square foot. So we can see the hallway is shown twice. We need to find 2 different ways that we could find the area of the hallway. So we know one way that we can find the area of the hallway is to find out how many squares, unit squares, are in each row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 unit squares in each row, and how many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So that means I would want to add 10 4 times, right? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And I have 10 in each row. So I would add 10 4 times. So if I add 10 4 times, 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 10 equals 40. So it would be 40 square, and our unit is feet, because there's more than one. Another way we could find the area of this hallway is we could multiply. Remember, we could find how many are on each side, and then we could multiply. So we know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this side is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. This side is 4. So if this side is 10, the opposite side is 10. If this side is 4, the opposite side is 4, right? Because it's a rectangle. So then I can multiply 10 times 4, and that equals 40 square feet. And remember, I wrote it out here, but I can also, excuse me, do the abbreviation as well. Sorry. So that tells me the area of the hallway is 40 square feet, right? So now we're ready to go to page 52. Oops. Make sure that you can see the picture. So Maisie draws the floor plan below to represent a music room so she can help organize the instruments. What is the area of the music room floor? What smaller figures do you see in the floor plan? Well, inside, notice this floor plan is not an exact rectangle, right? It's not a perfect rectangle. So if I were to draw a dotted line right here, what do you notice? Do you see that there are two smaller squares? So we see two squares, right? We can see those shapes. So how could we find the area of the two smaller figures? Couldn't we multiply the sides of each one? Say we could find the area of this square, then we could find the area of this square, and then once we have those two squares, then we could combine them, right? So we could multiply to find the area of the two smaller squares. So one way that we could find the area is we could count how many are on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know this top square is 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it has 4 on this side, 4 on this side, that means all the way around it is 4. So we could use multiplication, right, to find the area. 4 multiplied by 4 equals, well, if you count all those squares up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now I want to find the area of the larger square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just one more, right, on each side. So it would be 5 by 5. And then this side would be 5 and that side would be 5. So 5 times 5 equals 25. So now I have shown the area of both of the smaller rectangles. So what equation could we write to combine the areas of the smaller rectangles? Well, I know that this is the area of one, this is the area of the other. So couldn't I add those two? Right? So my equation could be 25 plus 16 equals, and let's do that math. I'm going to use my space up here because I've got all this white space to do my addition. 5 plus 6 equals 11. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So it would be 41. So what is the area of the music room floor? We found out the area of one part and the area of the second part. We combined the two, so it would be 41 square. And then what was our label? Oh, right here. 1 square meter. 41 square meters, and M for meters. All righty. Page 53. We're going to step it on out now. Oops. Sorry about that. So Celia draws a diagram of a figure she plans to use to paint a mural. The area, or what is the area of the mural? Draw a vertical or horizontal line to break apart the figure into two smaller rectangles. So how am I going to break this one apart into two smaller rectangles? Well, I see that I could maybe draw a line here, right? So if I draw a line here, that's going to give me two smaller rectangles. I have a rectangle here and a rectangle here. Letter B, our next step is to write a multiplication equation for each rectangle to find the area. Well, let's look at this one first, the top one. We see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and there are 1, 2 in each row. So we would be multiplying 4 times 2, right? If I have 4 on this side, look at 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 on that side. I have 2 on this side. 1, 2. I would have 2 on that side. So 4 times 2 equals 4 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 2s are 8. Now, how am I going to find the multiplication equation for this rectangle? Well, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. So opposite sides are the same, right? 3 over here, 5 over there. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 5. 3 times 5 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now I know the area of each individual rectangle, but remember, this is one shape. This is the shape she wants to use for her mural. So we need to add the products, add these two answers, which are the products, to find the total area. So I need to add 15 plus 8. And I've got some white space over here, so I'm going to do my work over here. If I add 5 plus 8, I hope you just did that in your head or you counted it out and you got 13. Regroup a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the products to find the total area, 23. So the area of the mural is 23. And we know that 1 of the squares equals 1 square meter. So 23 square meters. Nice job. Okay, so we're going to do some check for understanding at the bottom. Get you a little closer here. Alrighty. So the question is, what is the area of the figure? Draw a vertical or horizontal line to break apart the figure into smaller rectangles and then complete the equations. So where do you think we could draw our line? There's a couple ways we could draw it, right? Could we go this direction? We sure could. Could we go in this direction? We can. We've been drawing all horizontal lines. This time I want to draw a vertical line. Because I want to show you that you can do it in either direction. It just depends on how you want to break up your rectangle or how you want to break up your shape into the two rectangles and then to do your math. So the first figure has 2 rows, 1, 2, and there are 1, 2, 3 in each row. So the first figure is 2 times 3, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next figure has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 5. 5 rows of 5. So we're going to multiply 5 times 5. So 5 5s, we could count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now I need to add my two areas. So 25 plus 6. I'm going to use the white space to do my work. 5 plus 6 equals 11. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the area let me put my 31 there, and then the area equals 31 square centimeters. All right, our last page, page 54. This is the part where you are working on your own if you would like. So you could pause the video here, go do this section independently, and then come back to the video to check your answers to see how you did. Or you could just stay right with me, whichever you prefer. All right, so we have Mr. Evans. He draws this diagram of a rug for his family room and office. What is the area of the rug? Well, the first step, remember, is we need to draw either a vertical or a horizontal line, whichever you prefer. You could either draw a horizontal line or a vertical. I'm going to draw a vertical one for this one. So I'm going to separate it right there. Okay? So when I separate it right there, I have a rectangle here, and I have a rectangle over here. So my first rectangle has 2 rows, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 in each row. So my first rectangle, I'm going to do 2 times 4. And 2 times 4 equals 8. Then I'm going to find the area of my next rectangle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. So I'm going to count by 5s 4 times, or I'm going to count all my squares. And oh, sorry, I need to write my multiplication. So it will be 5 times 4. So 5, 10, 15, 20, right? Each row has 5 in it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Then, so I know the area of one section of the rug and the area of the other section of the rug. I need to now put them together. So I'm going to add 20 plus 8. And I shouldn't have to write that separately because I should be able to do that in my head, right? 20 plus 8 equals 28. And my label is square meters. You could do SQ and then an M for meters. Number 3. Oh, this direction is for number 3 and 4. Draw a line to break apart the figure into rectangles. Find the area of the figure. Okay? So in this one, we could either draw a vertical line or we could draw a horizontal line. I'm going to draw a horizontal line this time. Now I can see that this first rectangle has only 1 in each row, and there are 4 rows. So 1 times 4 equals, see there's only 4. My next rectangle has 2 rows with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. So we'll have 2 times 5, and that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to add 10 plus 4, and that equals 14. So my area is 14 square inches. Our next rectangle, or our next shape, we're going to remember draw a line to break it apart. I'm going to do another horizontal line for this one. So I have 2 rows on my smaller rectangle with 3 in each row. So 2 times 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, with 1, 2, 3, 4 in each row. So this would be 3 times 4, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I'm going to add my 12 plus my 6. So 12 plus 6 equals 18. So my area equals 18 square feet. And my last question. Building architects often use combined rectangles when designing buildings. How does adding a porch to this tiny house change the total area of the design? What is the total area of the design? Well, here's where the porch is. Look at this little porch. This is where we would draw our line, right? If an architect was doing this work. This is the original, this is the house. And then you have this tiny little porch. So adding this porch is going to add how many square meters? 1, 2, 3, 4. So adding the porch will add, so 4 square meters will be added to the house. That's with that porch. So what would be the total area of this design after adding the porch? Well, what was the area before the porch without the porch on it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in each row. So we need to count all those up. We can either count by 8s or count by 9s, right? Or we could just count them all up. So I have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, oh, sorry, I was in the wrong, 64, 72. So I have the total area is 72. Oh, no, sorry. Plus, we have to add our 4. So the total area of the house, I'm going to put that on here, of the house is 72 square meters. So then we need the house and the porch. So the house and the porch is, if we do 72 plus our 4 square meters, we would have 76 square meters. So we know we're adding 4 square meters to the house. The total area of just the house is 72 square meters. When we add the porch to the house, we have 76 square meters. Alrighty, so for your independent work, I need you to do lesson 5. So you're going to do 2.5, the black and white worksheet, and I want you doing this review sheet. So this module 2 review. There's some vocabulary. You're going to need to put each one of these words to fill in the blank. You're also going to figure out the area, right? What strategy would you use to solve the problem and what it would be. And then we have some different shapes to find the area of. So you only have 8 questions for review. And then I also have some Into Math on your Ed Your Friend in Learning. I'm going to give you some review on each one of the lessons, so that way we can see how we're progressing. All right, 3rd graders, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.